Check. 1, 2, 3. Microphone wrecked with me. It's not pointed in the right place. Gotta point it more towards my face. Am I too loud or too quiet? It seems like volume is on a diet. Where's my mixer? Mixer is quite dusty, but it doesn't get very rusty. Microphone. Why is this? I feel like this is always much. I just move this a little, I guess. Microphone check. Microphone. Alright, that seems a little more like it usually is. Try another musical station. And alright, I think everything's where it needs to go. I think everything's where it needs to go. Alright, Ripley, no. That's not what we're doing. Just start the thing. Just start the thing. I'll actually pause the music and then you can play the intro, okay? Alright. Trying something slightly different with the lights. Always trying something different. Alright, yes. The red seems to really make it have to readjust, re-white balance all the time. So I think perhaps I'll get some different curtains. Maybe some that just take the light better, or just straight up get some blue curtains. But all the lights there, like they're all, you know, they have a little remote that you can change the colors. But the little Curtis sign, all of the sensor that the remote would tell which color to go to. It's so covered in glue and tape at this point to get it to stay where it is. It's just cardboard cut into layers with some lights in behind it. Would be super easy to take the lights out and put new ones in, or make a new one, which is what I'm sure I should do. But yeah, so those lights don't match, but it seems the theory that I've had for a while, that having the red lights back there is really affecting the foreground white balance. And since it hasn't readjusted white balance 16 times since I've started, obviously I am correct. But either way, same as last week. I'm gonna draw a monster, fit Milo in there somewhere. I had plenty of time. I had plenty of time today to come up with ideas, and then I just didn't. I just didn't have somewhat of an idea in my head. Hey, Clyde! So I'm sure it's been this way for a while, but Streamlabs has pretzel music like embedded in it as like just an app on the side you can turn on, and like I didn't realize that for the longest time. So now I don't have a million different windows open, just the Streamlabs window, and it's good to go. And it's good to go. Hey, you haven't introduced or referenced me in any way, shape, or form yet. Also, maybe adjust my background a little bit. I'll just vamp for like 5 seconds while you very awkwardly try to grab the background image and nudge it over to the right without anybody noticing. Okay, so far so good. I don't think anybody noticed that at all. But I'm still just saying random words for no reason whatsoever while you try to make sure everything's clicked into the right place so your buttons work. And also the selection around me is invisible because it's just, nobody can see it, but it's annoying to you. You're annoyed by it. I can see it in your eyes. And that's about it. That's about it. Back to you in the studio. Back to you at the anchor desk. I mean, I kind of like that. I kind of like that back to you at the anchor desk kind of thing. Makes it feel like a real show. But sometimes you gotta let a cat randomly talk for a long time while you make slight adjustments to things. Because the curtains are red and the blue lights only do so much. They only do so much. And also, you were planning a lot, I think, to talk to Skeletor. Remember how you were like, oh, this weekend I'm definitely going to animate a little bit of stop-motion Skeletor so he could be another character to talk to instead of some of the ones that you replaced. And also, Batman's voice hurts your throat so much. So you're going to get rid of Batman and then, more Skeletor. Because also, everything's fun with more Skeletor. Just everything's fun with more Skeletor. Right? I mean, that's not too hard to... I mean, who doesn't love Skeletor? Who doesn't love Skeletor? I mean, he's supposed to be the bad guy. Nobody's supposed to. You're supposed to, but, I mean, I think we've mildly established that you're somewhat of an anti-hero. You ultimately usually do good in some way, but a lot of times your good things are still wrought in the necessity to just cause trouble, to be a troublemaker. Is that what I'm... I don't know. Am I just talking out of my face? I mean, you're always talking out of your face, but yes, I am the Dr. House of your universe. I am always right, and I'm prepared to be a jerk to make sure that you know I'm right. And if I'm wrong, I'm prepared to make you feel like you're a jerk for making me feel like I was wrong. So either way, I'm the ultimate king of this domain. Hey guys, I heard you say something about my voice being too rough. I could probably tone it down a notch, and everything will be okay, and I can hang out with you guys some more. I'm just over here in the corner, in the darkness. I'm not causing any trouble. Guys, I have fun stories. You guys want to hear some of my fun stories? Guys. Okay, no, seriously? I can feel how much his voice hurts from over here with that little bit of nonsense. And the more you want to have emotions, just the more raspier, or the more raspy again, and it's just unacceptable. I haven't drawn anything yet, you guys. I hadn't even gone over to the drawing screen, okay? I've lost 2 viewers already. To be expected. To be expected. Some people are like, hey, why don't you just shut up and draw pictures? And other people are like, I'm not even watching this, idiot. I put it on in the background, so you better keep on talking because I'm not looking at what you're drawing, and I don't care. Maybe I'll glance a few times, but mostly I'm doing my job, or I'm watching some other thing or playing a game, and you're just a random voice in the background that I have here to tell me stories, whether I want to hear those stories or not. But I mean, realistically, if you didn't want to hear the stories, but you turned it on to listen to me talk, then obviously story heaven must be what you're ordering, right? I mean, right? Am I the crazy one? I mean, obviously you're the crazy one. I mean, if we could just take a quick look around the room at all of the people who are not here that you were about to talk to, then yes, I think it's quite established that you're a little bit nutty in the Mars Bar department. A little bit nutty. Hey guys, Snickers is the one that has nuts, and Mars is all smooth and nougaty. Just a quick reminder, if you guys need any other snack tips, I'm over here on the wall as a painting. Oh my god, Ted, I was just joking, because that was the point, was like, Mars doesn't have nuts. So if your Mars bar has nuts, then guess what? You're misstepping in some way, shape, or form. So what you should have had, because you're just not being Snickers right now, you're being a Mars with nuts. And you know what that is? That's a little bit Joe Pesci. That's what I think that is. So, as per usual, let's just start with some kind of circle. Some kind of circle. whenever I think about drawing monsters, it's always automatically goes to like the super hunched over head way down here and just weird neck muscles and whatnot. Um, and then once this first circle is drawn, then I try to convince myself to draw something different from the last time I've drawn a monster thing. And then it just starts changing to different shapes. And then sometimes the circle, you know, the initial structure circle becomes moot. I didn't take any notes this week. I did have some notes that I forgot to talk about last week. And another thing that I realized that I do that I have to stop doing, have to absolutely stop doing, is when I see an ad on Instagram or Facebook, but usually Instagram, Facebook, I really try to avoid reading any comments about anything because people's comments are just meant to be hurtful and confusing. That's why they're there. But on ads specifically, especially ads that are terrible, I'm like, I gotta see the reactions to this. I know that people can't walk by a train wreck like this without yelling, hey, way to drive that train, you dumb, bad at train driving guy. Like, this is a train wreck. You should just walk away or be helpful. Or be helpful. Something terrible just had, like, no, I'm gonna be a jerk from over here. Hey, way to bleed, bleedy. Like, no. And that's what the internet is really come. That's, has become. That's why, the internet gives me the anxiety. It does. It's not the, oh, the president is evil. It's the, hey, no, he's actually the new messiah. Like, I don't think so. I don't think so. No, we just draw some little eyes in there too early for no reason whatsoever. I don't want them to be an angry monster, though. I kind of like them to still have some sort of silliness. This is what it's like when you don't have an idea before your pencil starts to strike. Your page full of blankness. Something else that rhymes, but I wasn't thinking about my words, so don't know the last word I need to rhyme it with. That's a concern. Ooh, what's this? Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. What? Recognize somehow that you plow in the fields and you know you're right. I don't believe that this somebody knows any of those words to that song. So, one of the comments sections that I felt compelled to look at was Kevin Hart. I believe this is what it is. I didn't read the article. I didn't go in depth in any way, shape, or form. Maybe I just have it down too low. I believe they were playing last time. I have this set to multi-output. Scarlet Solus is back. This one? Okay, it's just low. Alright, I'll just switch it back to this. Sometimes I can't quite tell. Because it'll end up being too loud for me. Then I'm like, I can't hear my own thoughts. Oh no. Oh no. So yeah, I saw a post of somebody saying, "Yay, we needed this, we loved this," and just somebody being excited for the fact that Kevin Hart opened up some sort of, I think it's a vegan or at least mostly vegetarian, like burger shop or whatever, like a fast food place. And I just needed to see how angry is everybody in the comments about this. This isn't a post from the restaurant. It's just somebody who's like, I saw a thing that I'm happy about today, and I'm popular enough in the world that 1,000 people have seen my thought of today of something that I enjoyed, and they can very easily go, oh, excuse me, by the way, here are reasons why you are garbage for enjoying a thing today. And it's just so amazing that there were so few, like, what's that word? Just comparatively to the positive comments that were like, yeah, obviously I saw this and I'm like, I'm down with this. But the negative comments were just so stuck in the realm of oh, here you go again, like, you vegans or whatever, like, you keep making stuff that, like, looks like meat, and you keep trying to copy meat, so why don't you just eat the meat? Like, why don't you just admit that you miss meat? Why don't you just admit this? Why don't you just that, or whatever? It's just like... Why did you take the time? And some of them just being, again, so focused on, like, hey, there's so much salt in this fake meat stuff, why not just eat the real stuff or whatever? It's just like, once again... I still feel terrible when I do eat meat. I don't completely just eat veggie-based meat. Again, straight up for the taste and how it makes me feel super good. But I bet it would also make me feel super good to, straight up push down strangers in the street all the time. That doesn't mean that just because it makes me feel good, I should keep doing that thing. I say keep doing that. I've never done that. Not yet, anyway. But it's like... This isn't even the place. Like, if you're so concerned with the real thing, go out into the world and have a real argument about this. Why are you spending your time on Twitter? This is an imaginary world. You don't belong here with your, if it's not real beef, then it's not, well, Twitter isn't real beef, so move on. But just so many people, and the other people just being like, even taking the time to explain themselves, like, well, actually, like, again, like, even though, some of us do want something that still reminds us of meat, and that's fine. It's like, oh, you're wearing that big, thick jacket, huh? Like, why don't you just wear a fur jacket then? Like, because I don't want to wear a fur coat. I don't want to murder something and scrape out its innards and wear it. I'm pretty sure, I'm somewhat certain that the thing that was wearing that jacket previously was still using it. Nobody gets a fur coat due to natural causes of the death of an animal or whatever. And still, again, it's just like, people gotta hunt, people eat, do whatever. Like, that's fine. But if somebody says, yay, I'm excited for this restaurant to open up over here, you don't need to go like, actually, you shouldn't be. I don't know, like, I was that guy, for sure, in, like, high school. In junior high, when I was just, when I was an angsty teen and everything seemed like it was a stupid idea and it was my job to go like, actually, a better idea would be to go with the thing that everyone likes. Like, okay. Well, what happens when you start drawing stuff, jerkface, and nobody likes it? Like, oh, well, then I guess I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. Sometimes I'll get a fake burger and I love it more than a real burger, and I feel so much better about it. I always feel physically bad after real burgers, but during them so good. And then the opposite for fake burgers. Monsters always had a big... Monsters always gotta have big arms. He's gonna have... Let's go give this one like big elephant legs. He's sitting on a bench. What's happening here? The other thing in things that make me feel insane news from something as simple as, like, again, looking at the comments is the most dangerous thing in the world. Making videos, posting them whenever there's a little notification, it's just like, oh, I get a full anxiety attack now where I do have to decide, do I keep doing streams? Should I just quietly make specific stop motion videos or whatever videos? Because giving people the ability to talk at me is scary. It's scary. Especially in a world where commenting is a battlefield. But mostly I try to stick to innocuous things where I'm like, all right, if I read this comment on just a bad ad, I'm not going to feel compelled or the need to Spider-Man to thwip in there and offer some sort of support. It was like, that's fine. Who cares? You've got the money to deal with this or not deal with this. You guys are looking at this and or deleting the comments as you see fit. But yeah, with regular people stuff, it's just like, why are you taking the time to do this? I noticed you seemed like you were fully upset today. This looks like a job for me, and angry words. Not to say I don't still complain about random things on the internet all the time. All the time. It's terrifying. Like, again, like I said on the Streamlabs stream last week where there's like 88 people, I'm just like, this is so scary, because there was like at least 3 different people that are just out of nowhere, like, by the way, I'm mean. Like, alright, cool. And I just said, like, sometimes, like, it's great. Like, I'd love to be, you know, super successful as a internet entertainer of some kind. But at the same time, it's very nice and comforting just to actually do some sort of little bit of show, interaction, nonsense, with some people I can consider friendly friends, as well as some of my actual friends from the real world. And of course me. Mostly it's because of me, and just getting to sit here and just have a good old-fashioned fun-time conversation with me. About me. You know, if you want to suggest a topic, I suggest me and the things that I say and do. I mean, that's everything everything I do. I do it about you. There's this, I should have thought of that song beforehand, and or the other music playing does not allow me to drift in to, you can't tell me not worth fighting for? You know, it's true. Everything I do, it's about you. I've had other cats. So many other cats. But you're the one cat that I keep drawing stuff about. I don't know how to draw today. Let's go the knees all the way up. Yeah, let's do that. That works better. Alright, this is coming more into shape of what I'm thinking. Speaking of calling out those trolls, Scarlet Solace, Super Killer's over here with his I'm afraid to stream because my handsomeness will bring down the government. No, what's going to bring down the government is the fact that you're secretly a Skynet robot that is infiltrating all of the internets in the world trying to bring down governments. And I'll call that out. I'll call that out every day of the week. And everybody at work is slowly learning that you're a robot. With great power comes great responsibility, Luke. What kind of monster head? That's what I said. I feel like he is a triceratops trying to get out. Execute shutdown sequence. Initiate firewalls. Firewalls. Big giant mouth. I am a grimace and I don't care if you're purple or if you're fair. I'm the grimace, I'll never be happy, 'cause I'm just a milkshake, so sappy and gross. There's never been a purple milkshake. Hmm. Those are the hums of indecision. What do you want to do? You want to start over completely? I feel like you're going to start over completely. Hey, there's no drawing screen on my screen. How come on my screen there's no picture of the drawing that you're drawing? Oh, no, that's not it. I guess you didn't copy and paste one? Oh, so lazy. So lazy. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when the Macho Man comes down on you? I'm gonna hit F7. I'm gonna hit F7. I'm gonna make a whole new frame. A new, slightly different point of view. Adjust my onion skin. And make this a little more faint. What's going on here? Oh. Two onion skins selected. Alright. Is this music too epic? It's too jamming. I can't just draw. Alright, let's go. Crazy skull face. Nostrils. Alright, this is becoming something. Sometimes you just gotta draw a shape and then put a costume on it. Hey, remember when you were going ranting and raving about the comments on things? Remember how you weren't done with that probably? You probably had some more things to say about that. That's correct, sir. That is correct. I should go like this. That is correct, sir. Because you're too close. So the other thing that I rolled across, I believe this was today, and I took a screen grab of it, huh? I never do that. When people are like, hey, post your fourth, whatchamacallit. the fourth picture from your camera roll, no matter what. And it's just like, it's always pictures of somebody else's pictures. It's never like, hey, here's a door I took a picture of or whatever. It's always, memes and whatnot. What did I just do? And save. Oh. Trying to use the mouse with the pen in my hand. So it was an ad. Oh yeah, my phone is used for the buttons. So it was an ad for, I want to say Bumble, I think. But I've seen it a bunch of times, and it starts with there's like a girl on the screen in like her living room or something, and she's like, what? And the text and this camera's shaking for some reason, and the text says like, my friend's looking for boys like in the real world, and then like it cuts, and then she's in the exact same place on her phone, just kind of scrolling on her phone, and the text says, but me looking for boys, or me finding boys maybe on Bumble, or I think that's what it's called. Maybe it was something else. Is it within the picture? No. And it's just definitely a bad ad. Like, it must be some sort of TikToker or just somebody that decided to pretend to be a TikToker, and this is our ad. But in my eyes, like, my scrutiny of it is, oh, like, this is how my friends are looking for boys. What? And this is me. And they're both the same to me. They both look exactly the same. You should have put yourself in a nice relaxing place with like trees or, I don't know, plants, waterfall, anything that shows like, my life is so much better on this app. It's just like, you're still by yourself. You're still in your living room with no pictures on the wall. So whatever. And I don't know why, but I wanted to see like, what are the odds 90% of these comments are just horrific, unexplainable hate. And I'm just like, and I can't even think of why, because, I just think of how bad this is in an ad. But what are the maniacs of the internet just going to be randomly spewing for no reason? And, most of them are, fine. I'm okay with no. Like, I love that. I'm tempted to reply that to, like, ads and stuff every once in a while. But most of them are this one that are just like, oh, there's a reason why you and your friends can't find guys. Like, all right, whatever, just out of nowhere. Like, by the way, I think that you're an ugly person, or I think you don't deserve. It's just like, whatever. Like, so many of those people that are just like, all right, do anything else with your time. Go read other comments and feel bad, maybe. But this guy, Tyler, he says, nobody asked. Nobody says, hey, Tyler, excuse me, it's me, the Bumble ad. Have you thought about trying to find boys with this Bumble ad better? Tyler, with his really dumb profile-looking picture face, says, no thanks. Excuse me, commercial, no thanks. I'm comfortable being single and making mad money. And making, there's no periods in this. Let's start that again. Tyler, hey, it's an ad for a dating app. No thanks. Tyler over here. I'm comfortable being single and making mad money from selling my art. Thanks. And then a period should go there. A girl would just take my focus away. And that's completely fine. 100% fine. Go for it. Live that way. His artwork looks amazing. I felt compelled to click on it to see, like, are you just a jerk that hey, you're probably making mad money? Yeah, you're probably making mad money from selling your art. And then, awesome. Do it. There is zero reason for you to stop by here. And, again, it's just that same thing of like, oh, hey, vegans, I'm having some really amazing dumps in the toilet from eating my hamburgers. So, no thanks, vegan restaurant. Like, we were just advertising it in case you're looking for a vegan restaurant. Come on in here. in case you're looking for a dating app, this is one, and we made a commercial. And just the compulsion that some people have to just be like, oh, no, let me respond to this. Let me respond. Like, unnecessary. Nobody at the company is reading your comments. That's my comments rant. Somebody else just wrote cringe. You a walking STI. That one's hilarious and adorable. I'm not sure I understand this one. This app is only useful for you to confirm who is single and make a move to date the person when you meet her in person. Don't expect a decent girl will fall into someone virtually. What? Yeah. Yeah, did you... What? Hey, getting someone's phone number doesn't mean that they have to talk to you in real life. It's just a way to arrange to meet up with them in real life. Phone numbers don't mean that you're married. Like, ugh. Ugh. The internet makes me feel so smart. Wait, what indeed, Scarlett? Wait, what indeed? Again, like, I don't know, I'm gonna even go as low as 75% of Twitter is just a big old, wait, what? I'm sorry, wait, what? Hey, check it out, here's President Biden. Yep, that's right, he doesn't know where he is or what's going on. He's still in charge of all the things. Hey, here was the last guy. He's out of his mind and acting like he knows where stuff is, and he does not any stealing. Wait, what? Yeah, anyway, they're in charge. We just let them be in charge, and people think that they're messiahs. Like, okay, cool. And of course, all of the transgendered hate is beyond mind-boggling. Where it's just like, are you guys just being? Do you think you're being tricked by transgendered people into what? Joining pyramid schemes? You're already in one, I'm sure. And that's not what's happening. Like, I don't. It's just But you had guns and just like, no, just everybody buy a gun. Okay. Okay. And there goes those viewers because I managed to drift politically. I was just about to say, hey, let's segue over to something that's not going to be a political nightmare. Did I write this down last week? Thought I wrote down more stuff than this. Most of this is my work to-do list. So I didn't write it down, but there was two things that I wanted to say. This was great! But, Prey? The new Predator movie? Pretty fantastic. And I mean, I have a hard time not enjoying Predator movies. I just watched Predator 2 again 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, oh wow. I keep forgetting, like, this one might be one of, like, my favorite Predator movie. This is great. This is great. And it's not great. It's insane. It's an insane movie. Predator 2 is from beginning to end. It's just like, this couldn't be more racist. Like, this is like the Con Air of alien fighting movies. Like, everything is just like stereotypical of the early 80s or late 80s, whenever it was made. And but the world that they created in that, you know, the version of LA that terrifies me to this day is from Predator. or Predator 2. But it's got some really fun stuff. It's got some, some wonky effects and whatnot. But overall, it's super fun. Danny Glover is the bad guy for sure. He basically gets everybody killed. He's the most dangerous thing in that movie. And Gary Busey is somewhat magical in it. Like, wow, look at you, not scaring me at all, like you normally do. But Prey was great in that it seemed to mostly have like a real person there for the Predator. All of the main characters, all the humans, were, I think, good and believable. Like, there was, my only, like, the internet's full of, like, how could this and how could that, like, people do stuff like this all the time. Like, that's what the Predator franchise is built on, is, who's gonna be able to take down a Predator? Like, everybody. Predators are the worst. They have some good gear. They're like if Batman had a bunch of good gear, but he never trained. They just, like, shipped him off to another planet. Go solve all the crimes here, Batman. Here's a belt full of stuff. Hopefully you're also a ninja, which Batman is. And the Predator is absolutely not a ninja. But this Predator moved really good. Like the first Alien vs. Predator movie. Was so excited for that. I've tried to watch it more than once. But it's basically like, it's just a Darkness the movie. Like, you don't really see anything. When you do see the Predators, they've got such big guys in the suits, and then the suits themselves are so big that it just seems like, hey, we're big wrestlers. Now I guess we'll do some wrestling moves, which they do, and none of that seems to fit. Like, it's a Raslin movie, and there are some elements of it from the Alien vs. Predator Duel comic, I think it was. That I'm like, ooh, I recognize, like, some of this. Like, maybe this will... No, of course it's not. It's not going to go anywhere like the comic does. This is going to be a huge disappointment. Predators, still surprisingly pretty fun. You're meant to basically hate everybody. You hate them all really good. It's a good time. I'm trying to remember... Oh, yes, the second Alien vs. Predator movie definitely had its up... I don't know. More of a... It was just elevated slightly more. Like, you could see things felt more like a horror movie or a being chased by monsters movie than that last one, because, everybody was just silly in that. But Prey, from beginning to end, is just, like, nice introduction to the Predator, nice introduction to the characters. Everybody's, parkouring around. Not everybody, like, she's at least parkouring around. And, definitely has a bit of the, I don't know the name. Brave? Was Brave the movie? My mom is a bear, and I'm good at arrows or whatever. That movie. It had a bit of that feel to it, where it's like, she's definitely training for something, whether she has to or not. And she's getting ready. Like, they go, go out hunting dangerous animals. So she wants to do that too. My only issue with it was that shot at the end looked dumb. But yeah, I could see, like, she could figure this out, make this happen, not trying to spoil anything. But that part looked, just not as epic as it could. It looked, cheap in the 80s, I'm gonna say. Like, I'm just gonna keep calling it the final shot. If you know what I'm talking about, you do, and if you don't, that's fine as well. But yeah, my only real, just like, this is quite unrealistic, and I say no, was the amount of times she did the Mega Man slide, which is like, you know, I mean, all the Marvel movies do it now, like Black Widow does and everything, where it's just like, nobody can just spontaneously slide that far wearing, especially like big rubber boots or whatever, in the Marvel universe. But this is like, you're in the woods. There's just branches everywhere. The ground is just covered with stuff, like, and it's just not a smooth sliding terrain. And she did like 2, if not 3, just really long and effortless slides. That, again, it's the movie world. You gotta have these things, but everything else just felt more or less grounded. Except for those slides. But yeah, overall, super great. Oh, don't think I haven't tried sliding. I have ruined many a pair of pants. Many a pair of pants. Doing some, what I would think were going to be good slides, and none of them ever attained that distance. And this is just on some slippery grass, no less, with cheap plastic 80s sneakers. You got a pair of Ventures on, and I can't slide as far. The people in Prey. But Predator design looks super cool. I'm almost tempted to go like, I really like the big metal helmets, but they've got lots of different helmets. I have read quite a few Predator comics and Alien vs. Predator comics. It's always great. I have lots of books, or have had lots of books, where it is like just through different time periods where they've just been here or on other planets or whatever. But a lot of just like, hey, they're in the Old West. They were in Gotham. I think they're all good, but I'm pretty sure, I want to say that Alien vs. Predator, or Alien vs. Batman 1 and Alien vs. Batman 3 are amazing, or maybe it was 2 and 3. But they're like 3 separate stories, but by the third one, Batman's like, oh, it's these guys again. Alright, let's deal with this. And also just amazing, because it is just like, I know that Batman's gonna win. I know that Batman's gonna win, and I believe that he could. Why wouldn't he? He's Batman. He's basically a better trained the Predator. Batman versus Aliens, on the other hand, I'm not sure if it was just a multi-book run, or if there was different versions of that. I think it was just the one time, but that one was like, had some great art. I remember really enjoying the how the alien looked. It was a crocodile alien. At a certain point, I don't think there was more. Maybe there was 2 aliens, but there was definitely a point in that book where it's just like, no, Batman didn't survive this book for sure. He died. He definitely died. All of these pages through the second half of this book, no. And then the last battle, like, well, Batman's dead now. Like, no, he survived. Okay, definitely not possible. Definitely not possible. But yeah, Prey is definitely a good watch. Especially if you like that kind of movie or just Predator movies. But yeah, the comments about that movie online are atrocious. They're just atrocious. Like it either goes from I love this movie to those things of like, hey, I like a different helmet, but it was a cool helmet. Probably it was definitely the best Predator body by far because it was still tall and huge, but it looked like it could actually jump through the trees maybe, whereas the last few just looked like no, you're not climbing anything. You're definitely covered in wires to do stuff like this. This one, it looked capable. What's going on here? Why am I... it's making groups. Oh, making groups. There we go. Oh, yes. I wanted to talk about a movie I didn't see and I don't even know where to find, or even really that much of what it's about. Oh, this should be quite interesting. Tell me about the movie you don't know about, but you need to talk about it? That makes zero sense. That makes almost no sense at all. Hey guys, sometimes the best movies are the movies that have never even been made, that you just have in your mind. Ted, not now. Not now at all. Please don't chime in with your nonsense. Meow, 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 meow. Your movie is not the best movie, Ripley, and it also doesn't exist. Please don't side with Ted. That's just not a thing that I condone around here. I am the Alpha and the Omega. That's, I'm the king. I am the boss, alright? Call me Bruce, because I am Springsteening this thing to the top of the charts. I don't even know what you're talking about now. I genuinely, I can't even remember. I feel like I saw it was a commercial, but it was definitely something about this movie where I'm like, wait, what's happening? And I watched it, obviously on YouTube, but I maybe it was somebody else, somebody just talking about a movie that they were in or that they saw it. I believe it. I feel like it showed a few little clips at least. I got a glimpse of something, and I'm like, I think I might have to go watch this movie. It sounds too bananas to pass up, and or maybe it's bananas great. It might be bananas great. But the title is almost all you need. And I wrote this down, and this is on my little note paper over here. It is called Steel Yourselves. Get ready. It's called Shark Side of the Moon. I'm sorry, yeah, I think that's an old album, but The Dark Side of the Moon. It's like Pink Floyd or something. Is that Pink Floyd guy? Dark Side of the Moon? No. I said Shark Side of the Moon, as in the side of the moon that's run by sharks. No, you're not making any sense. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to... I think you mean you put on The Wizard of Oz, and you watch The Wizard of Oz while you play the music that is The Dark Side of the Moon, and they call that having a shark side of the moon afternoon. I'm pretty sure that must be what it means. That almost sounds just as plausible, or more reasonable, but no, it's called Shark Side of the Moon, and it's about, I think, I didn't write this part down. It looked like it had some good CG for Super Killers there, or Super Killer XYZ, where I'm pretty sure this is where it gets foggy in my head, where it's like, did it show clips, or did I mean to go look more into this? But people have to go back to the moon, or that we got to go to the moon and deal with this? Like, deal with what? Like the shark side of the moon. So on the dark side, or on the other side, whatever, there's like, I'm pretty sure, like humanoid, like street sharks, like shark men, that like run that side of the moon. And some sort of Star War happens between Earth and the moon, I guess. I genuinely meant to go look up some more stuff about it, or watch it if it's, you know, a Roku movie or something, or Tubi. I don't know. Feel like it should be easy to find. It's probably on Amazon. They do have a bunch of really terrible shark movies on there. I feel like I'm yelling at the eye because just like, it's the shark side of the moon. I can't say that without saying it loud, without saying it with the exaltation that it seems to need. Are you strapped for time? Why don't you just look it up right now and read whatever it says right quick, instead of, you know, keeping everyone in super suspense. Sometimes your jerkiness is helpful. It's, you know. It's a 2022 movie, so it's from now, which I didn't quite realize. The IMDb premise, the one line says, decades ago, the USSR developed unkillable sharks and launched them to the moon. Today, a team of American astronauts will endure the fight of their lives. I mean, as long as we don't plan to ever go to the moon, then fine. If we're gonna make something unkillable, yeah, give it the moon. Give it the moon. But if it's unkillable, then I don't see how these astronauts can survive. Unless it's like the Predator movie where it's like, this predator's impervious to bullets until the end of the movie and we shoot him with one bullet and that stops him. Oh no, well the movie's over, so. But wasn't he like unkillable? Yeah, until the last minute though. Ugh. Unkillable sharks. Watch out in the dark. Infecting the world with random things that I've seen. Now, for everybody else in the stream, here's a fun little thing in my head as related to Nasus Miniatures. I know Nasus Miniatures' name in real life, and I've met her at her job / in real life. But her husband is the one who said, "Oh, you met that weirdo? I think that's this weirdo that plays with Skeletors on my Instagram." And it was. So on Instagram, CG Rackham 2 is the one I mostly see, but there's a CG Rackham, Rackham. So in my head, just like with my friend James Niche, who I knew from Instagram and then I met in real life, and told him what I thought his name was, even though I just read it from a sign and was like, I know the real answer to this. So because Nasus's husband's name is CG Rackham, in my head I have decided that his name is Craig Rackham, and that's probably going to be stuck in there forever. But his name might not be Craig. I've thought of it in conversations a few times. I could easily send him a message to go, hey, by the way, I don't know your actual name, but I've made up one for you whenever I see your drawings. Go follow him on Instagram. Amazing marker work. Amazing. Again, one of those other people that I follow where I'm just like, there's more stuff I can't do. So good. But yeah, every once in a while you meet somebody in the real world and you give him a name. Of course now, thanks to Avocado Shakes, who I almost sent you something because I thought you posted it, because it was like, hey, it's Liberty something or other, but it was not at all. And I was like, oh yeah, of course you wouldn't, but I can't remember what it was, but I know it was something that would be a word that's just like, that is not Liberty, and this is upsetting. But yeah, now your name is definitely Craig Rackham Sackham. I went to the beach today, and I just had to say, Rackham, Sackham, Stackham, his name's Colin. That ruins the name of Craig. This beat is really fun. Oh, I unlocked every layer. That's why I didn't know what I was doing. Colin Rackensack, I guess. Colin Rackensack. Wait, no, it was Ham. Colin McHamracks. There's no need to rename people. But yeah, I started following, I believe it's J Nish, Niche, Niche. Name's Niche. Never want to update. Go away. How do I spell his name? Search J N I C. Alright, it's not coming up if I search for this. Yeah, so it's J I N E I S H. James Niche. So yeah, there is an extra I in there. I'm not crazy. I thought this was my, way of dyslexifying words. So I started following him at some point. I was like, oh wow, these are some amazing artworks that Instagram suggested. And then, get back to my buttons, and then went to a convention, possibly in Halifax, to, I think it might have been a HalCon, or one of those. Anyway, getting stuff all set up. I'm in the front of the table, setting things up, artwork and bannery things and whatnot, and look over, and it's just like, oh wow, look at this artwork, it looks great. And then I'm reading the name, and it clearly says James Niche on it, and I'm recognizing the artwork. I'm like, oh my god, this is Janish. Janish is right here. It's Janish. I'm gonna say hi to Janish and tell Janish that I think his artwork is so good, even though I've multiple times have just read the name James Niche. And then I go around, still setting stuff up on the other side. She's like, oh, hey. And he's like, oh, hey, nice to meet you guys or whatever. I was like, oh, you know, this is crazy. Like, I follow you on Instagram and now you're here in real life. Like, this is unbelievable. And he's like, yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like, you know, you can meet people and not even know. And she's like, who are you guys? Like, oh, you do cool stuff too. Like, yeah, no, but you're like somebody. You're like making things out here. He's like, I'm doing the exact same thing that you're doing, just making my own books, getting paid by people that I know to make stuff and doing commissions and whatnot. And I'm just like, wow, like you're a regular artist like me. Like there's so many people like, you know, Faye Craig's work over there. Like I see that, and he has the kind of style to me that's just like, oh wow, you're definitely just like doing commissions, or you're a staff illustrator somewhere, where you're doing like, I don't know, all of the artwork for every publication around or whatever. It's just one of these, just a very strong style, whereas my style, I'm pointing at my monitor over here, or over here, is very random. I just do as best as I can with whatever people are asking for, and then my own style is always kind of question mark to me. Even my Milo's like, I have a hard time being consistent with him sometimes. Because that's always my job, is to come up with some other different way to do a thing. So then I'll look at him and be like, oh, should you be in a different style now? No is the answer. Stop changing my style for the love of fun. Can I just look like this for a little while? I don't want the big eyes. I don't want the big eyes anymore. But the big eyes, then you can look around while you're just being idle animation, instead of just staring off with your beady dead eyes. But then behind my beady dead eyes, people can't see what lurks beneath. Only the shadow knows, and Lamont Cranston is not here. As long as I don't have to run into any Lamont Cranstons, then, you know, everything's aces with these eyes, guys. Everything's aces with these eyes. No need to repeat that, but, where are you? Right here? I've thrown you off with my nonsense and wittiness. Is that what I've done? I mean, kind of, but yeah, no, like, yes. The big eyes, it gives you some life, but it's not you. It's not you. You shouldn't have life, I guess. You should be somewhat dead inside. You know what, now the white balance is a weird color in the foreground. I should have adjusted that. But I didn't. Ah, well, I'm Milo colored, and that's great. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I feel like you're saying it as if maybe it's not great, but seriously, when you wake up tomorrow, I will have painted you orange in your sleep. Please don't. Please don't do things to me in my sleep. That's like my real fear. Where it's just like, hey, stay at our place. No. No. There's like 3 people in the world that I trust that if I go to sleep, they're not going to do something weird. And that's still just will never go to 100%. We're just like, if you're in a silly fun mood and you think, tonight's a good night for pranking somebody while they're sleeping. I can't handle that, / I don't go to sleep when I stay at other people's places. Just lay there, waiting to go home. So anyway, I said to James Niche's face, I said, hey, it's so great to meet you, and I started to say, I even said it this way, I don't want to sound racist, but in a very racist way, I want to ask you how to actually pronounce your name, because I've been pronouncing it Janish. And somewhere between saying I've been pronouncing it and Janish, my mind just, you know, whipped through 1,000 thoughts. And within a bunch of those thoughts, there's like, you know, the Homer Simpson inside the brain images of like just a bunch of different people pointing, just like pointing to his name, like the sign that I just saw, like, hey, check your memories from 14 seconds ago when you read that his name is James Niche, not Janish. And you're going to call him Janish, and that's going to sound more racist for sure. But I'm just like, I just really want to know how to pronounce your name. And I'm just like, oh my god, wait. I was like, I already just read. I was like, and he's like, my name is James? Is that hard to pronounce? Like, you must be talking about my last name, which also seems easy to pronounce. Like, yeah, if you read both of those words correctly, super easy. But if you've just spent the last several months seeing this account pop up, and you've been reading it as Janish, then the moment it dawns on you, you have to feel insane for the rest of that day. And thankfully, I still want to call him Janish, and I think he did the same thing as Fake Craig. I'm fine with that. That sounds like a fun name. Like, don't accept my nonsense. Don't allow me to be one of these people in the world that's just like, yeah. I'm gonna do it my way though, but I'm gonna do it my way though. Is it that I'm gonna do it my way though attitude the exact reason why your little stop motion guy still isn't quite finished? Is it that the exact reason? Yeah. I'll still watch videos on how to do things, but it's still somewhere in my head. I'm like, but I can find some shortcuts, can I not? Shortcuts lead to the dark side. And what voice was that supposed to be? That was definitely not the Emperor, and it definitely wasn't old Ben Kenobi. It definitely had a little bit of Skeletron in there. Was that Skeletron? I feel like that was Skeletron. I really genuinely meant to until I sat down and started turning on the Streamlabs streaming machine. All week I fully intended, oh yeah, I'm just going to do a quick animation of Skeletor talking and one not talking, so I can cut over to him and Skeletor's house, and then we can basically do impromptu Skeletor's house episodes on the fly. I even thought of some stuff to say to him, or for him to say, at his inaugural debut. But I didn't. Because making hands for the stop motion guy is nerve-wracking. Like I said before, you only have 30 minutes to mold it with this stupid moldable glue. And I'm not good at molding things. And the first hand I was like, oh, this is gonna be great. This is turning out so much better than the last hand. I'm gonna animate this guy like this weekend. And then the second hand turned out slightly better than the first hand. I'm like, now I wish they were perfectly symmetrical and I'd done whatever it is I just did with this second hand with the first hand. Should I just very quickly rip off the stuff from the first hand and do it again? And then I thought, no, because I don't know what I did. Both of these are a fluke, and they're both close enough. And I did them with black clay to give him black hands so that they won't show up as well on camera. Even though it will be all filmed close up, and I know that it will still come across. But again, just for fun. Just for fun and around. Maybe I'll do a little short film with them or whatever. But there is no level of perfection that I'm trying to achieve. Yeah, yes there is. Yes there is. That is a lie. There's a certain level I want to achieve. I don't want to experiment a certain amount of times, and then when I'm really ready for levels of perfection, that's when I will throw money at Nasus Miniatures and have her make stuff for me, because she knows how to like make molds and stuff. I know that because I tried to learn how to make molds and stuff from her YouTube videos, and I was like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. Because first I have to sculpt the thing that's going to be the mold. It might not be the worst, but I'm definitely not getting the level that I require. And I also still haven't thought of an idea of what to do with him, so it's semi-okay to leave him in limbo. But because of that, the way I compartmentalize my procrastination is I can let something go and go work on something else. But caveats. Oh, I can make a mold, I'm sure, Nasus. But it won't be until the 12th mold that I'm happy with mold making, and I don't know, sometimes I just feel like I'm too old to wait. I'm too old. I don't have time. I gotta make these stop motions before I die. But one of the other reasons too is like after going to conventions for a little while, like I am terrible. I am 100% terrible at, hey, teamwork. I know people who are good at certain things and that want to collaborate on things, and then I just don't. I still, even though it's been forever, and if I message Cliffy and be like, hey, I thought of something, do this voice, he's definitely still gonna be like, oh, awesome, I can't wait. But it's still in the back of my head for so long of like, ooh, what should I come up with that's got to be better than normal if I'm going to get Cliff to do a voice? Because, you know, I mean, I say this all the time or whatever, but it's like I don't want to waste Cliff's time on doing something that's going to be stupid. So it's got to be extra clever. But yeah, sidetrack myself again. So yeah, if I'm, say, working on stop motion stuff, I can go and do some drawing and not work on that and feel okay. Or if I'm working on, or I want to finish a comic, I can't then just do a comic. I can do some just one panel images or just a drawing, but if it has multiple panels, like, nope, that breaks all the rules. Is this layer unlocked? It is. Oh, you idiot. I think it's fine. Alright, wrong layer. Oh, it's not fine. It's not fine. I've been drawing on the wrong layer. I've drawing on over there. Have I? Yep. Classic. Classic. I just have to individually select all of these little dots and move them. And just move them. Without picking up the red. But the magic of vector. The magic of vectors. Makes it easy and fun. Easy and fun. Magic vectors. Always 1-to-1. Scale it up. Shove it in your bum. 'Cause it's vector time. In the sun. It's all math. Scale it down with a magical path to x plus y divided by 2 times 6, etc. So yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So as long as this little stop motion guy is always in flux in the unfinished state, usually on the coffee table, I find it hard to jump over here and just animate something for Skeletor's house, because I'm like, I should put that effort towards finishing that other guy. But it's like, no, these are two separate things. It's fine. It is fine. Nobody's saying, you know, like, these are your work hours. You should be doing your work hour stuff. And then have your fun after. Like, this is all nonsense time. So for, yeah, a lot of the weekend, I really wanted to just animate something. Just animate something. But as long as that little robot guy's staring at me, I'm like, I just have to suck it up and make some hands. And then I just did. I was like, oh my god, I can relax now. And even then, before that, I was like, well, I have to call my mom first. I haven't talked to my mom in a little bit. And I had already called her the day before, so if she calls back while I'm trying to sculpt this thing that only has 30 minutes, I'm still going to feel the need to answer the phone and go, I'm going to have to call you back, or awkwardly text her, but she won't get that text because her phone is never anywhere near her, so, you know, she's calling from the landline. So I did that, but then after talking to my mom for basically 2 hours of me just telling all of my stories of the week or the month. Oh, what's that like? Hey, explain to me what's that. How did your mom feel about that when you just railed on for 2 hours about anything and everything and nothing at all, as if it was nothing? You know, even right now, you're probably feeling like it's been about 20 minutes. But yet, how long has it been? An hour and 20 minutes. An hour and 20 minutes. And what did you specifically say, possibly just inside your head, before this live stream? You definitely said it, you planned it, and you were going to say it at the beginning of the stream, but you did not. I was going to start the stream by saying, hey, I don't need to go on for 2 hours about nonsense. I don't need to do that, guys. Let's just keep this to a 1 hour stream. We're going to draw some stuff, I'll tell some stories, and keep it to like just a 1 hour little nonsense talk show, right? That's what I was thinking. Meow, 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 meow. No, Ripley, don't just cut it off. I'm until I feel like I've done enough drawing to make myself feel satisfied with my life choices. That's when it ends. But I already knew once I started doing a monster that it's just going to be a bunch of picking away at dots. And again, see when my hands do this, then they're not drawing. So I can't be emotional, can't be happy or sad without the hands going up, and then nothing gets drawn. Nothing gets drawn. So, you know, the procrastination of the artist. Is that what this is now? Is this a documentary? You're doing an expose of what makes artists tick? What keeps the creative people going, even though, you know, you change your mind about liking and disliking anything and everything you do 6 times a day? Yes. Yeah, no. Came up with 1,000 reasons not to work on stuff on the weekend. Also, just like, I worked all week. I'm gonna take the weekend just to watch some movies and TV shows. Random YouTubes. I bet you watch some really intricate and detailed and interesting TV shows. Some you know, real hard-hitting stuff or emotional dramas. That's probably what you watch. Some emotional dramas. I watched an awful lot of the slow-mo guys. Never really watched it before. Every once in a while, you see one and go like, oh, I'm gonna see what this looks like in slow-mo. How am I on the wrong layer again? Where did I paste that stuff to? I'm going completely out of my mind. I didn't, so what did I do then? Did I just paste it back onto the same layer? Paste. Okay, that's what I did. I just didn't paste it. You think that maybe, you know, talking so much is taking your concentration away a little bit, and you're forgetting the thing that you did, simple things like a copy and or pasting? That's probably what it is. It's exactly, of course that's what it is. You don't need to, you don't try to make yourself sound smarter than me just by being aware of the situation. Oh, do you think that car is red? Yeah. Just saying it first doesn't make you smarter. Been so thirsty for an hour and 20 minutes. Can't find my pen. But anyway, I feel like a lot of people have a certain level of procrastination rules that are like, if I do this and this, that makes, you know, what I am doing or what I'm not doing valid. And sometimes I'll convince myself I'll get away with, hey, if I do a little walk down the street, that's all the things in the world. That's fully have been productive in some way. I feel like I need to adjust the pressure sensitivity on this pen for a long time now. I still haven't. So, in the 2-hour ramblings to my mom on the phone, there's something about this that's just like endearing, where it's like, this technically should be a bit of an insult, but I know that it's true and it's not. But just telling my mom about some work stuff where they were like, hey, we were thinking about sending you to this thing. And I'm like, oh, wow. You know, half my mind is, no, absolutely not. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to go somewhere. I definitely should update my passport. My passport, though. I don't want to go somewhere and be around people. That's bananas. But it's also something like, ooh, I would actually very much love to do that, and it would be amazing, you know, to do kind of a meet and greet, talk to people, and make some stuff, blah, 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 without giving away too much. Not that it's like a secret thing, it's just like, it's a thing that I can't do. But I was like, I can't. Like, still waiting for a surgery that I was supposed to get a while ago now. So once I get that and heal up, then I'll do one of these work adventures, and it will be great. And I'm just telling my mom about this, how it's just like, yeah, so it'll be fine. Like, you know, at my job, they seem to enjoy it when I talk. Nobody's been complaining about me doing the work live streams, and if anything, saying, hey, do more of the work live streams. Like, oh, geez. And then, like, during the weekly meeting, when it's time for my department, and I'm like, we did this, we did that. Like, I don't know. This is somebody else's work. I don't research these slides before they come up. I just talk about what I see on the screen. Anybody can do this. I don't know why you keep letting me talk during the meetings. And they're always like, yay, Curtis! Like, what? So no matter where I've worked so far, I've always been fun at work. So anyway, this thing would involve me, like, you know, talking for hours. It would still involve some live streaming. And I'm just telling my mom, blah, 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 you know, about going to conventions and talking. And she's... it's like, it's almost like a recording, like she said it in the exact same way she said it the last time she said it. But she's still not like, you know, when I'm like, all right, well, that's enough talking. You go eat something. I'm going to go eat something. Everybody should probably go to the bathroom. The day is wasting away, and I've just been going on about all the things. And, but yeah, it's like, yeah, go there, and then it's, you know, if I need to just talk about stuff I understand, that's fine. I don't know how the company works or any of that stuff. So that's scary. But yeah, she's just like, yep, well, you can talk. So yeah, that sounds perfect. Like, if they need somebody to just talk for like an hour or two, you can do that. Like, I realize that, and suddenly I'm just like, oh geez, how long have I just been talking at my mother? And the answer was about 2 hours. About 2 hours straight. To the point where my hands were like shaking. Like just holding them, because I refuse to use speakerphone. I could definitely easily just put my headphones on and let the microphone sit there, but I also kind of don't trust how the audio is going to sound that way, even though I'm pretty sure it sounds better. But yeah, just using the same hand for 2 hours straight, until literally I'm just like, well, I'm in physical pain now. I'm gonna let you go. And she's like, oh yeah, like my hand is numb and I'm dying as well. Like, okay, cool. What? Why will we torture ourselves like this? And then in the process of saying, yep, conversation over, go about your life, I will do the same. I managed to drift over into like another 10-minute nonsense story of, oh, I meant to tell you this thing. Who cares? Yeah, shorter head. For not really drawing anything, this has taken a while. Oh, snaps. Hey, how come with top teeth, the teeth just come right out of his face, but at the bottom teeth, they seem to come out of the gums in his face? What's up with that? Is that a mistake? Or are you just being clever? Is that clever in some way? Explain how that's clever. It's not. It's just I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe he has 2 sets of teeth, if not several sets of teeth. I'll literally never draw this guy again, so it doesn't have to be you know, functional in any way. Whew. Hands are getting sweaty. Mom's making spaghetti. Don't know what that's from, but I think it's not very fun. Probably 8 Mile. I think it's 8 Mile. Never saw 8 Mile. Ah! Sometimes glitches just delete all of your artwork. This front leg doesn't read well at all. Like over this. I should use the rotation tool. Should I? What if I just... I never do this. This is like my first time using the rotation tool. Alright? I mean, like the canvas rotation tool. I always just rotate myself or my physical drawing tablet. I like it. I like it. I definitely should get used to using this. And figure out, is there a shortcut key? I should put a shortcut key on it. It's literally been 4 seconds since you said you should use the canvas rotation tool, and I can see you rotating yourself. You're rotating yourself instead of using the tool that you just said. Ugh, you're worse than Dr. House. You're worse than me. That's what I'm learning. Alright, calm down. There we go. See if we can finish drawing this in 20 minutes. I've not at all been thinking about what this monster and or Milo is saying or thinking. It's a dance party in 2004, and this is the beat. We're pushing out the door, and everyone's hands are in the air, screaming for more. And this is what we've got. Well, structurally, he doesn't make much sense. His legs are weird. And, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just a weird monster doodle. I will say, normally my monster doodles don't have a rough sketch. I just start drawing stuff with a pen. And then whatever looks bad just becomes more gnarled and bony and scaly to hide any things that I didn't like. Because it's with a marker and there's just no going back, and that's the game. That's the game. There. It's 9 minutes before 9 o'clock. Getting in here early? We get out of here early for once. Oh, thank God. I'm so tired of doing full live stream shifts. Oh, for the love of fun. I wanna, I gotta take naps. There's blueberries to be eaten. Who's even gonna be eating those bloobs? What about the bloobs? The bloobs! I mean, I'm gonna eat the bloobs. My bloobs. But yeah. I still don't know what he's going to say. I'll think about that over the next few minutes before I post it on Instagram. But yeah, that's what we pulled out of the back of my head today. Went from a grimace, some sort of grimace creature, to whatever this thing is. Some sort of legged and armored bony boglin. Goblin spelled backwards. Bloobs. I'm tempted. I feel like I should put a bus stop sign there. Everything I used to do always took place at a bus stop. This is a little more messy than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, my initial thought... Ow! For this guy's dialogue is just something as dumb and nonsensical that is just like, hey, I'm on my way to audition for The Price is Right, or I'm gonna try to get onto The Price is Right. But I want to come up with something even somewhat more nonsensical. But I don't know yet. Something will pop in my head very soon, and then I'll write it down and be done with it. This other leg needs some detail on this side, though. I can't just leave this. You definitely need some more shaded areas. There's a lot of things I hate about this guy, but like I said, He'll exist in this one little panel, and that's it. Never to be drawn again. Honestly, I feel like most of my ideas are ice cream based. Like this one, and then this one. My other idea is him just saying, I own an ice cream store. Why? Why? Stop saying stuff about ice cream. I've also had stuck in my head most of the day, and I don't know how. I don't know where it came from, but like all of the words, like more words than I ever thought I knew, to, we're gonna rock around the clock. We're gonna rock this clock till broad daylight. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, rock. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, rock. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the clock starts 1, something's fun, something else. But whatever, mostly just the rock around the clock part has been rolling in my head and making me crazy. So, now that I've mildly infected you with it, that's it. That's it for today's stream. I'll probably be back again next week to do something similar or different. And then, of course, follow the Streamlabs on Instagram and on Twitch, because occasionally me and Supakilla XYZ do some free giveaway art every odd week. And that's it. That's it. Follow my YouTube for stop motion stuff. Mostly follow Instagram. That's where I post everything. I also, have shirts and books that I've made. All of that's available at MrCartoons.com. And I think that's it. Oh, maybe I have something to say? What if I have something to add before everything ends? What if I don't care? What if I just, I'm done. I'm done. I drew a picture. I talked for almost 2 hours, 4 minutes shy of talking for 2 hours straight about nothing. And, oh, well, there was a good silent area where you were just drawing. I mean, you can't just act like that didn't happen. So, I mean, you gotta give me that. Doesn't matter. Ripley, let's roll those sweet, sweet credits, please, and thank you. Meow, 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 meow. That's why you're the sweetest angel, and you're a jerk. I take offense to that, and I just don't approve of it in any way, shape, or form at all. Don't care. Ripley? End credits. Thanks everybody for hanging out, or whoever's watching after the fact on YouTube and whatnot. Feel free to like and subscribe and follow and share. Like I said, yeah, if you go to MrCartoons.com, there's some of these comic strips turned into books that you can purchase, and artwork available in my Streamlabs store. Two sets of music playing like I'm super professional.